I'm not really sure what the plan is tomorrow. I was supposed to wake up early and go to Mount Sheffrin and shoot sunrise there. I'm not sure if the parkway will be open to go do that, and I haven't done any scouting there at all, so I feel like I might just waste my time going there, but I'll take a look at some conditions in the morning when I get up and see what we're doing tomorrow. Right, here we are, another morning in the Canadian Rockies. You can see by my hat, the storm blew a lot of cold air in, so used to kind of -3, -4. I'm down about -18, -20 here this morning, so. I decided to come out to Natural Bridge instead and shoot some of the mountains around that area. So I snowshoed in a little bit and to this kind of area along the creek edge, and unfortunately I got stuck in field. Train decided to block the crossing for about 28 minutes, and by the time I got out here, the high altitude clouds that are above these peaks, the color was almost gone. So by the time I got my shot set up, the color was gone. It's still a beautiful soft light, and I found a nice little scene. So it's not all loss. Last day here, so hopefully I can get some utility out of it. Explore some areas that I maybe have never thought of before. So this being one of them. There's a shot I'm going to be trying to get a little bit later on, probably about, try and get over there pretty quick here. So there's some peaks back that way that I think would catch some alpenglow, and that's one thing I've missed this whole trip. There's been too many clouds to catch some nice glow on the peaks. So I'm going to head over there shortly after I show you what I've got on this side. Hey guys, I had some issue with interference in the microphone, and so to save your ears from kind of that nasty noise, I thought I'd just do a voiceover and talk through a little bit about what was going through my mind when I came up with this composition. So in the field, there was a couple challenges that I faced when taking this photo. One was on the left-hand side, there was a tree that intruded in the frame, and so I needed to kind of maneuver myself in order to get a good balance where the right-hand side and left-hand side were kind of equal, but that left-hand side, there was no kind of branches that came into the frame that didn't look like they belonged. So I was able to maneuver around to the point where there was only one branch that kind of came in the frame a little bit. So I took the shot and managed to clone that branch out without any problems in Photoshop. And the second challenge I had when shooting this was just the difference in exposure. The sky was quite bright at this point, and my foreground was actually quite dark. So you can see there is a little bit of reflected light on the foreground from the sky above coming down, so that's the blue accounts for, and the sky was quite warm. And so the challenge I had with post-processing it was kind of matching those two tones, and so making sure that the warm tones stayed in the sky and the cooler tones were in the foreground. But even in the foreground, you can see that there are some warmer tones being reflected from the clouds above. So even trying to balance that was challenging. I definitely had to use 2 exposures and blend those using luminosity masks in Photoshop in order to get a nicely balanced scene. So overall, I quite like this image. I'm loving how the little trees in the foreground are bending and pointing you right into the scene. The frost is rimming them. It kind of makes for a really kind of attractive foreground. And then in the midground you have that creek that runs through and winds kind of around that corner, and then it brings the eye right into that mountain. And then of course the snow pillows on the boulder field really just kind of add that extra
wow kind of factor into the midground. And so the eye is really drawn through the whole scene, and I think it's a photo that I really enjoy. Hope you guys agree. Let me know in the comments below.
So on the way to that spot where peaks are kind of going, they're just starting to catch right now. I still have a bit of time before it reaches peaks, so I thought I would show you this really cool scene that I came across. Almost walked right by it initially. I had to turn around and go back. There is on the creek edge, there's these snow pillows, and they kind of layer, they get further away. And then on the edge, there's a couple small little trees on the embankment, and they're covered in frost and a little bit of snow from yesterday. And so I was just, I was really drawn to the scene. So here are the snow pillows, and you can see there's a nice soft light on them. And then this is my little tree right in the foreground that I'm shooting. My composition is 50 millimeters, and I've eliminated the creek completely. Very, very, very minimalist. All there is the tree in the center. Hold on, what do we got here? This tripod's pretty high. Okay, so we have the tree in the center of my frame, and then the snow pillows behind. It's pretty tough to see back on my LCD, but you'll see the photo here shortly. And I've taken 2 photos, one focused on the tree, and then another one focused back in here to infinity. The reason for that is just shallow depth of field. I'm shooting at f11, but it's still soft as you get further to the back here, where the tree is sharp. So as opposed to, trying to, go to f22 or something like that and worry about, diffraction and trying to get everything as sharp as I can, I'm just going to take 2 exposures, one focused here on the tree, another focused here, and then possibly focus stack them. I might just look at the one that's focused on the tree, and maybe I'll like the softness in the background. I did zoom in on my finished files, and it definitely does show there is some softness to it. So maybe I'll like that. It's a nice soft light. Maybe that'd be nice if the lines were soft as well. So we will see, but either way, you're out here once, you may as well take the exposures that you need. So this is basically the photo I have of the creek eliminated. Something I quite like. Very, very minimalist. Anyways, enough for me. Natural bridge for the 3rd time this trip. A little bit different perspective though. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Cheers.